And I know over the last few evenings, a lot of people have been asking me, what am I going to do? Am I going to stand? Am I not going to stand? Am I going to go back for the Thanet South constituency? What am I going to do? And I have to say today I was plunged into even deeper difficulty in terms of my thought process when I heard that Clacton-on-Sea is now a Douglas Carswell-free zone, which I think in terms of political honesty is a very good thing. Clacton is demographically UKIP's best seat in the country. And I thought, well, do you know what? I could stand in Thanet South. It's tough, but I still think I'd win, given an even playing field. If I stood in Clacton, it'd be easier. But then I thought to myself, why am I in politics? Why did I leave quite a good job, running my own company, working in the metals trading industry? Why did I get involved in this rat's nest that is called politics? And I did it because I always had a very strong conviction. I always believed that the direction of this country was wrong in terms of being part of European political union. So I stood in elections, I stood in by-elections, I stood in European elections, I nearly stood in the 90s in as many elections as Screaming Lord Sutch, the late Screaming Lord Sutch of the monster raving loony party. But I did it out of absolute total conviction, never wanting to be a career politician. Well, things moved on and we won the European elections of 2014. We forced Cameron to concede a referendum and we won it. And we've won the war. The question is, how do we win the peace, which is equally important? And how can I play my role helping Brexit to happen? So I've been weighing up for the last couple of days, what best do I do? Would it be right to fight and win a constituency and sit on the back benches in Westminster? Or do I think about the fact that I already have a position as leader of a group in the European Parliament? I'm the only one out of 508 million people sitting on that front bench who is opposed to the whole concept of European Union, where not only can I get up and make speeches and criticise either what they're doing or indeed what the British government is doing in the negotiations that will take place there over the course of the next 2 years, but I've also got a big profile on the big stage with media, European media, across all 28 member states. And given that it's the European Parliament, not the British Parliament, but the European Parliament that ultimately, at the end of this 2-year process, will have the absolute right of veto, I thought to myself, sitting as a backbench MP, being called by John Bercow twice a year for PMQs, or having a chance once or twice every month to be on the front row, to be up close and personal with Jean-Claude Juncker, Donald Tusk and all the rest of them. In terms of a stage, there's no comparison. And in terms of Brexit, what I want to do is I want to make sure that in February, March 2019, as the Brexit deadline approaches and as the European Parliament gets its final vote, I want to make sure those MEPs have the maximum pressure exerted upon them by their own constituents. And I'm talking about German car manufacturers. I'm talking about French wine producers. I'm talking about Belgian chocolate makers, people who sell so much more to Britain than we sell to them. They actually call us Treasure Island. We are their best export market in the world. And I believe that by using my, well, some may say fame, others may say notoriety, it doesn't really matter, but I've got a chance to travel around those big European cities and to say to people, don't vote, don't support MEPs who are standing for re-election, who will block Britain having a sensible free trade deal exit, because if you do that, you'll cost people jobs in those constituencies far more than you'll ever hurt people in the UK. So for all of those reasons, I've decided I will not stand in this general election, but I will stand absolutely foursquare behind Paul Nuttall, behind UKIP.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.